Hello, everybody. I am Lila Farley, and welcome to the third stream for my official English channel, Farley's Far East. All of which, or at least I'm hoping all of which, you guys have subscribed to. I'm really excited about this channel, what we've done so far, what we're doing in the future. But instead of talking about that, let's get right to the meat of things, because we have a lot to talk about today. I've prepared everything in a nice, neat little outline, so I'll try best to stay on that outline and not go on too many tangents. Now, without further ado, let's get to the first thing of the first item of discussion, which is responding to things that you guys have said and asked. First, we'll go with the chat, what chat has said so far. What are your thoughts on Boston's mayor being potentially a CCP spy? I have no idea even what you're talking about. I have no idea. I'm going to have lanjo lamia and ramen tonight. What's your dinner? I'm having boiled eggs, you guys. Boiled eggs because I am trying to lose weight for my music video shoot at the end of the month. October 29th, I'm shooting my 8th, is it my 7th or 8th music video for the Squat song. I'm really excited about it. And I'll be sure to, it's definitely going to have English subtitles on it. It's going to be a great video, hopefully. And I'm trying to lose as much weight as I can for that. So to answer your question, what am I eating tonight? Really boring but healthy stuff. The next thing I want to talk about real quick is, before we get into the meat of what we're talking about today, is a comment that Biased Watcher made on my last stream. If you guys watched my last stream, it was about the military drill, or at least the military drilling that you see in Chinese colleges or universities, where university students will do military training. But anyway, if you want to know more about that, go watch my previous stream. Biased Watcher said, for the military drill, they cannot put anything political on the post. That's why they put wages, claiming that they're unpaid. So if you guys remember, a little refresher, in this fake protest where students were acting as if they were workers that had unpaid wages, protesting against police or armed police, on the signs they wrote, like, give us our wages, like that kind of stuff. And Biased Watcher had a great observation here, where he said they can't put anything political on it. So even if they're doing this act out, where you're acting as if you have protesters and you have police that are going to go and handle it, make it more stable, stabilize it, or harmonize it, you can't put, you can't get too into character, right? It's not like you can write on the signs, you can't write, down with Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping's fat, and he kind of does look like Winnie the Pooh, especially the cheeks. I don't care what you say, right? You have to do something that, at least on the surface level, seems apolitical. But in reality, those unpaid wages, they all are linked to China's political system. All of it. All right, so that's it for the first little section here, where I just wanted to answer you guys real quick. Let's get into the meat of what we're talking about today. All right, so last time we talked about Chinese university students and the ridiculousness of these the act out protest that I just described to you guys. Again, if you haven't seen that, go check out the stream I did last weekend. But then this weekend, we got to focus, at least for a little bit, on Chinese high school students, which we can see here from my boy Li Laoshi, Teacher Li, who I also described in great detail last stream. For those of you that are unfamiliar with Teacher Li, he is the chosen one. I think we should refer to Teacher Li as the chosen one. He collects all these ridiculous videos before they can get censored on the Chinese internet. And he posted a few days ago or yesterday that high school students in some place in China, we don't know where, we haven't been able to confirm it. I looked, I couldn't confirm it. But anyway, high school students in a certain area performed a performance about the assassination of Shinzo Abe at a school assembly, which, by the way, Lightseeker, I know you're here. What's up, buddy? Lightseeker, longtime supporter of the show, also corrected my Japanese pronunciation. Hopefully I got it that time. Shinzo Abe. Even though Abe sounds a little bit more like I want to hang out with him. Anyway, so these Chinese high school students, they did a reenactment of the former prime minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe, his assassination, getting assassinated. Now, if you guys want to go look more into what really happened there, go ahead. I'm obviously not an expert in it. However, I will tell you that I did do a video about it after it happened. If you put in Shinzo Abe, Lila Farley into YouTube, you'll be able to find it. Anyway, let's look at this reenactment where Shinzo Abe was assassinated by it's like some religious or like cult person. But anyway, these high school students are doing a reenactment. So here we go. Are you guys excited? I'm excited. Okay, so here we see the actor of Shinzo Abe. Let's pause real quick right here. So we have Shinzo Abe is on the chair. You have all these Chinese high school students around him watching and listening and excited about what they're about to see. You guys might not be able to see it in great detail because it's super low quality, but all the Chinese high school students behind him, they're looking at this guy with so much enjoyment and so much excitement because of what's about to happen. My favorite guy personally is the guy to the left of the actor playing Shinzo Abe with the sunglasses. Guy's got great shades on. He's really the only one that's like really in character other than the guy playing Abe. I don't know what they're saying, by the way. No, you can't hear it clearly. Okay. So here is the assassin right here. We have the assassin comes in, shoots once, nothing happens, then gets closer, shoots again, nothing happens, but oh, there we go. Now something has happened. As is true since ancient times with Chinese propaganda, it combines the worst of all the acting arts, all the performance arts. Everything is always a much shittier quality because the demand is artificially there. Nobody actually wants to see Wolf Warrior 2, right? It's artificially, actually, you know, some people did want to actually see that, but propaganda in China, producing positive propaganda, it's usually really shitty quality. And you can see it with last week's stream with the actors there, and you can see it with the actors here. Thank you for Jeff for clarifying that. Oh, and here you go. Look at how happy that man is, and look at everybody laughing at this. Doesn't that feel a little ridiculous? A little wrong? A little maniacal? Oh, and then here we go with the big red sign behind us. So that red sign, what it says is, and this will shed some light on what's really happening here. Like, obviously, all of us that follow China know that anti-China sentiment is, or anti-Japanese sentiment is always there. However, on that red little banner, it says 2 gunshots will leave the bones cold, and the sewage discharged into the sea will continue to cause a lot of problems for people in the future. And what they're referring to, the sewage discharged into the sea, is actually the nuclear waste that Japan got the clearing from the UN and was allowed to do, and was very controlled, very legal, and very acceptable, that Japan did maybe a month ago, or actually maybe 2 months ago at this point. And during that time, the Chinese propaganda machine really went into work and was blasting all Chinese people across every single medium that they have for interfacing with the world, that Japan is putting nuclear discharge into the water that surrounds our lovely country, and it's going to poison the fish, it's going to ruin you, it's going to make you unhealthy, it might kill you. Anyway, if you're interested more into that, I've done more videos on my main channel and in English on that event. It was ridiculous. Okay, just real quick about that nuclear sewage stuff. If you look carefully into China's nuclear waste that comes from various nuclear power plants in China, I read a number. I forget which, I think it may have been the New York Times, but I read a number that it was up to 13 times the amount that Japan released into the ocean in the year in 2022 alone. Okay, so clearly it's a bunch of hypocritical bullshit. But when you feel so much frustration and anger and you don't feel like there's any hope in your life, you get pent up rage. And this pent up rage, you don't have anywhere to release it. We talked about in the last stream that Chinese high schools and middle schools severely neglect physical education. And it's not like there's a lot of gym culture and a lot of other athletics that you can participate in there. I mean, for freak's sake, the UFC fighter from China, what was that guy's name again? The nigga, UFC, what was his name again? No, nigga, she doesn't even know. I don't even know why the fuck I'm asking you. There's a Chinese guy that was a UFC fighter, and he beat the shit out of some wushu and other kung fu masters, exposing how much Xu Xiaodong, exposing how much bullshit that was. Which, by the way, Xu Xiaodong, if you guys want to look him up, there's English subtitles on his videos on YouTube. But also, if you watch my Chinese streams, he has poked his head in every once in a while, and he has tweeted my streams before, saying that he really agrees with me. But someone like Xu Xiaodong, who is like trying to be a connector with the West and UFC and how to actually fight, right, is instead of being promoted and helping raise the collective level of, physical combat for young Chinese men, while also giving young Chinese men or women an outlet to express their frustration and anger, he got censored and he can't do shit instead. Instead, he got censored and boom, can't do anything, can't practice, can't influence the country, can't influence the youth, who, by the way, are consumed with hate and rage and anger. So when you see youth laughing after this enactment of Shinzo Abe's assassination, it's coming from this pleasure that they get where they feel like they're sticking it to the man, where they're saying, screw you, oppressors, boogeyman. They're finally defeating the boogeyman. And that's what is so ridiculous and effective about Chinese whataboutism as it plays its role with Chinese propaganda, the government propaganda, is they know that a lot of Chinese people, especially with the economy, are feeling rage and anger. You paid 800,000 yuan for an unfinished house that's never going to get finished. By the way, you still need to continue paying that mortgage probably for the rest of your life. You feel anger because the goods that you're trying to purchase, you feel like they're more expensive, or you feel like the purchasing power of the money that you had before is not as strong. You feel anger because you haven't been paid your wages in months, and every time you try and protest it, the police come and beat the crap out of you. You feel rage and you feel anger. And instead of turning that rage and anger on the person or government body that you should, which is the Chinese government, they do it on other entities. And in this example, it's Japan, and the rage is particularly fresh because of the nuclear discharge thing that happened a month or two ago. Well, UN approved nuclear discharge from Japan. And there you go. Honestly, guys, when I see this stuff, when I see young high schoolers, Chinese high schoolers, so brainwashed that they're taking pleasure in a reenactment of an assassination of a political figure like this, it is upsetting. It is actually really upsetting because not only for the surface level that we see, okay, these are young children that are being brainwashed to think the assassination of a political figure, the ex-prime minister of Japan, is a good thing or is somehow patriotic. But what's even crazier is the Chinese youth, especially this generation that we're looking at in Ling Ling Ho, the Zoomers in China, are absolutely fucked with life. Okay, their life, they're absolutely fucked. Have you guys ever heard of the lost generation? The lost generation was a generation during the Cultural Revolution that because they had to go to the countryside or because they were persecuted for whatever reason, but it's probably because they had to go to the countryside for a period of time. They lost their opportunity at education, at a real education. And because of that, once Mao died and Deng Xiaoping came into power in 1976, 1978, the reform open door policy comes into play. That generation doesn't have an education and doesn't have a skill set to compete in the modern labor market. The Chinese Zoomers are dealing with the exact same, they're going to deal with the exact same thing, because instead of actually learning about things that could make you competitive as a job prospect, as a higher prospect, you are spending so much of your day learning about socialism with Chinese characteristics, Marxist thought as it's defined in new Xi Jinping's China with socialist characteristics. I mean, and the irony is, let's say Marxism, they're taking classes on Marxism, which they do all throughout college too. You're not even learning real Marxism, okay? It's not even like you're taking a political history class where you can go through and, dip your toes in communism and socialism and capitalism and kind of learn what really happened with Marxism. No, you're learning a mutated and twisted, manipulated version of Marxism. So you're not only wasting your education, you're not only wasting your youth by learning things that will not help you in the future, but in order to actually get to the level of your the people that are the same age with you, but in Korea or Japan or America, you actually have to unlearn what you learned first. The history classes that you took in high school, the philosophy classes that you took in high school, even the economics classes that you took in high school. If you want to compete in the international labor market, sorry, buddy, you need to uninstall all these corrupted files, because you're not going to be able to understand anything until you realize that everything you know is at some degree manipulated, filtered, and twisted. And that is sad. That is sad. And it's hard to look at youth, at high schoolers like that and not be mad at them. But I try to not let myself get mad at those kids, because they're not the ones to blame. Okay? They're just dumb high schoolers. They don't realize the situation that they're in. Okay, they don't realize the lie that is all around their life. It's like Chinese people are in the Matrix. Young Bruno. Yes, it's exactly what it is. And it's when you're that age, this idea of a boogeyman, in this case, it's Japan. Oftentimes it's America, though, is so common throughout Chinese history. It's actually absurd. How common is it? During the Cultural Revolution, there was Beijing operas and there was a ton of plays, one of which is called Taking Tiger Mountain by Strategy. And your boy played the bad guy in that play when I was in college. Because, as most of you know, I went to Emory University, and other than economics, I was a double major in economics and Chinese studies. Chinese studies also has, other than language study, it also has history, society, literature, etc. One of the classes I took was just called The Cultural Revolution. And we spent a whole term studying those 10 or 11 years. And specifically, we focused on a lot of the art that came out during the Cultural Revolution. And don't worry, guys, I got a picture for you of your boy. It's not that good of a picture, okay? It was 2012, I think. I think it was 2011. All right, let's show you guys. This was me. Okay. 2011, 2012. I have a wooden sword. I don't remember who this other guy's name is, but I have this like long. Oh, there's definitely a name for this type of outfit that was common in China towards the end of the Qing Dynasty, early the Republic of China. Yeah, Changshan. I don't know how to say it in English though. It's called a Changshan. But my character's name was Vulture. Okay. Vulture. Yeah, it's a long. Oh, I guess it's called. You can call it a long gown. My character's name was Vulture, and he, as you may expect, was a capitalist pig. Oh. Can you believe the audacity of someone like Vulture to believe that these Chinese peasants should actually own the land that they live on and that their generations have owned for years and years? Can you believe the audacity to support the free market economy? Well, that's who I was. I was Vulture, except instead of like this play or instead of like the reenactment that we just saw, our play was tongue-in-cheek. Okay, tongue-in-cheek. It was sarcastic. We were having a good time. Look at my dumbass face and look at my dumbass outfit. Look at my dumbass face. You think that guy is really going to intimidate people? That capitalist? Of course not. We were doing it for the giggles, for the lulz. For the lulz. And you know what? It didn't make me hate Chinese people to like be in that play. It made me empathize with older Chinese people, especially that of the lost generation. And when I see this video of Shinzo Abe's assassination being reenacted by Chinese high school students, the first thing that I think about is this is the second lost generation. Because those kids are screwed. They're screwed. They're absolutely screwed. They're absolutely screwed. Let's go through the chat real quick here. Will be Tangping. Yeah, so uniquely unseen, it would be Tangping. There's a G at the end of it. And uniquely unseen is bringing up a phenomenon here, which is called laying flat, which refers to this attitude that a lot of Chinese youth have taken where they just say, screw it. I'm going to go to an internet gaming cafe every day, pay 2 yuan an hour, and play, I don't know, what do Chinese gamers play? PUBG, until my eyes bleed. And I'm going to make just enough money to live, just enough money to basically be able to support my gaming, my sugar addiction, and usually you'll live with your parents or something like that. If it sounds pathetic, it does, but until you understand that for a lot of Chinese youth, it's actually an act of rebellion because you're just looking at your life and you're like, there's literally no hope for me. There's no upward mobility. Fuck it. I'm just going to play World of Warcraft. Oh, look at my sweat. Ooh, sorry, guys. I'm just going to play World of Warcraft for the rest of my life. Oh, sorry, Mr. Average Joe, but World of Warcraft Chinese servers are shut down. Oh, you can't escape it. So would it be Tangping on steroids? I don't know. It just depends how quickly they can understand how fucked they are, right? Marx had a lot of course, dude, of course. Also, Karl Marx was like a complete weirdo, dude. If you like look into who he actually was and like the financial burden he was on his family, I mean, doesn't seem like the coolest dude ever. Hey, what's up, tennis guy? Kill the capitalist. Vulture Capital Investments. Yo, that's a really cool name. That's super funny. Welcome to Vulture Capital Investments. Are you sick of getting screwed by communist governments? Oh, man, that is funny. I got in here late, but it makes me so sad. Hey, you're not late. You're just in time. Some people in China are pissed to an extent where they start to question why the most responsible government of the world, CCP, hasn't done anything to stop Japan yet. Doodle noodle. That is a great point. And that's what people, a lot of them will talk about with balancing China's nationalism. Is eventually, you know, you're hyping up these young nationalists like, yo, we're going to war. Here we go. I'm going to change it. We're going to get back Taiwan. We're going to fight those darn Japanese or those Americans. If you don't do it, eventually this brainwashed, angry youth is going to come for someone. They're going to start pointing fingers at someone. Right. Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. Nobody plays WoW nowadays. Boomer. I would play WoW if they released a fresh classic server. I'd play it. But we can't talk about gaming yet. I'm going to get to gaming at the end of the stream. My friend who worked at Beyonce and ended up in 6 months in the hospital. Oh, jeez. All right, let's move on to the next topic that I got planned for you guys today. Next topic is really quick, but there's a film that came out. It's called The Volunteers to the War. I'm sorry, what was that name? One more time for me, Lila. You heard me correctly. It is called The Volunteers to the War. In the early days of the founding of the People's Republic of China in 1949, China was faced with internal and external troubles, just like right now. Since the outbreak of the Korean Civil War, the U.S. military has repeatedly provoked the border between China and North Korea, and civilians have been brutally bombed. There's two reasons I want to show you guys this new film that came out over China's infamous Golden Week, okay? The week-long vacation that previous red films is what they call them. Previous national films like Wolf Warrior 2 or The Battle for Lake Changjin also premiered during and made tons of money. Tons of money. Okay, we all know this. They made bank. The Volunteers to the War is by the same guy that directed The Battle of Lake Changjin, Chen Kai-ge, who also directed Farewell My Concubine. That's right. Farewell My Concubine, one of the best films ever made by a Chinese director, was directed by this guy, Chen Kai-ge, who's a fifth-generation Chinese director. Fifth, sixth, these generations are used to refer to when they graduated from the Beijing Film Academy. Fifth-generation directors experienced the Cultural Revolution, so a lot of their films reflected the hardships and the reality that was China during the Cultural Revolution. Chen Kai-ge has since started to do a little bit of a different style of film here, and it's another nationalistic film that is bombing at the box office. You guys, bombing, okay? This film is doing terribly. It was it needs to make here. I got the numbers. Don't worry. But let's get the trailer right here. Okay, Chen Kai-ge film. Oh yes. Oh, there it is. God, does that not get you guys something moving downstairs, right? This film came out last weekend, okay, and it's not doing well. For the numbers, specifically, I wrote them down here. It's projected to make in total somewhere around $90 million US, but the production alone was around $85 million. And it's said that obviously when we're dealing with China, Chinese government or the Chinese film industry, we're dealing with an incredible degree of opaqueness. Is that a right word? So this is like all rumors, you could say, but at this point, a lot of these have been verified. And it's said to break even, they need to make around $200 million US. So this could be one of the biggest box office flops in Chinese film history. And it reflects the real view that Chinese people have towards these type of films. Wolf Warrior 2, when that came out, it was like 2015. Xi Jinping hadn't got his hands deep into the Chinese economy to ruin it at that point. China was still seen by many as the next global superpower. Nobody's going to stop its rise. Here we go. What's his name? Xi Jinping. Doesn't matter. I'm investing tons of money in China. That's the future. That was 2015 when Wolf Warrior 2 came out. The Battle of Lake Changjin was shortly after the Chinese government successfully implemented zero COVID. And during that time and throughout it, they were blasting the Chinese people with propaganda about how awesome their zero COVID policy is, while the West, especially America, fails with their COVID response. Okay, so the nationalistic boner was also about as hard. I almost said that like a Boston person. As about as hard as a diamond in an ice storm. Okay, it was about as hard as a diamond in an ice storm. Both of those films made a lot of money, but this is not 2015. This is not early zero COVID. This is 2023 China, where basically since the beginning of August, every single day, there is negative, unreal news that comes out of China, and you're just like, how are they going to fix this? I don't see any solution. I don't think there's any hope whatsoever. Everything seems completely fooled, completely screwed. And as a result, the nationalistic boner, for what they say here on the YouTube page, is the Great War. I like the other name better because it's shittier. The volunteers to the war. That boner is soft, you guys. It's super flaccid. It's super flaccid. Darren D, maybe it needs a pair of double Ds. That's what China needs, really, to get that nationalistic dick back up. But I don't think they're going to, because I don't see a way that the Chinese government can fix the economy other than arresting Xi Jinping and taking him out. Like, at least taking him out of like the position of power. Those two movies make the nationalism in China stronger. Yeah, but this reflects a certain degree of reality, which is a similar thing that I'm sure a lot of you superhero movie fans have not only noticed, but have probably felt yourself. Where you've been like, oh, another superhero movie? Are you fucking kidding me? No thanks. I guarantee you it's the same shit happening with Chinese patriotic films, but instead of them being burnt out by Hollywood production companies' greed, just turning out more and more superhero films, they're burnt out because when you watch a film like this, that nationalistic pride, it doesn't, that clitoris doesn't really get stimulated as much anymore. Because even if you're the most ignorant, stupid little pinky on earth, you cannot avoid the reality of China's modern day economy. It is in your face, dude. The only thing you can do is continue to look for CCP shills, guys like our boy Fulafu, who in this video I'm about to show you, goes, well, China's better and better. China's so dope. China's so dope. That's it. That is the drug that Chinese nationalists resort to when that nationalistic boner is extra flaccid, right? But at this day, in modern day China, the quality of your modern CCP shill has gone down drastically. The Chinese, they speak, right? They're all not from places, a lot of them are not from like developed countries. And I wanted to bring this up to you guys because I wanted to ask you, in this segment that I'm going to call For the Greater Good, do you guys want your comrade, Lila Farley, to tough it out just like he did with Wolf Warrior 2 and actually watch that piece of shit film? If we get over how many views on this stream, I'll do it. 4,000 views. If we get over 4,000 views, I'll sit down and watch this awful piece of crap, and then I'll come and tell you guys about it. Just like I did with Wolf Warrior 2. Yeah, I can't do superheroes. Please watch it for us. I'll support you. I don't want to watch it, but it's hilarious. Oh, Chance Valentine. How naive of you. I also thought that watching Chinese patriotic films like Wolf Warrior 2, like The Battle for Lake Changjin, would be hilarious. I even smoked a spleef before watching The Battle of Lake Changjin. I couldn't finish The Battle for Lake Changjin. Luckily, when I started watching Wolf Warrior 2, though, I was on a 6-hour flight from the East Coast to the West Coast, and I just said, screw it, I'm going to watch it. And I watched it. And let me tell you something, Chance. It is not funny. It is maddening. It's like it's honestly like you're getting just recycled poo sprayed in your face. It's really not that exciting. Watch party. Let's go watch it. Oh, we can't yet. It doesn't even have an American release. Yo, if it gets an American release, you know I'm going. And you know MC Lur is going, not me. MC Lur is going in his outfit, okay, in drag. You should watch it with a friend. Watch party is a great idea if it wasn't for copyright. You know, maybe I could watch it and do like a reaction video to it, maybe type thing. Maybe. Okay. You should watch it with a friend. Okay, I never saw Wolf Warrior. I'll take your advice. Yeah, you should, Chance. I would really advise of that. The best time movie industry, yeah. The best time for Chinese movies was late 90s, early 2000s, for sure, 100%. 100%. Full throttle. Charlie's Angels, too. Who knows what movie that is? That quote is from. All right, the next segment for our stream, I'm going to call What You Think. And I am a piece of shit and was editing a video for my main channel all day and forgot to do this. I'll do it in the future. I'm going to make little like videos that'll be like, what you think? Some visuals. But this is called What You Think? What You Think? In this episode of What You Think? I take you guys to Henan. I take you to Henan, where there was a music festival. Okay, there was a music festival in Henan. I'm going to give you a little context here, but the music festival is not the primary focus of what I'm trying to tell you guys. There was a music festival in Nanyang, I don't know what the tones are for it, in Hefei. It had about 150,000 people, and locals were stealing from the music attendees' camps. Okay, these locals snuck into, I don't really think there's a lot of security, and just basically robbed all these festival goers, robbed them blind. You know, it's like the Chinese version of Fire. What the fuck was that thing called? Fire Festival? It's almost like the Chinese Fire Festival, but instead of everybody getting robbed by one dude, it's a bunch of local like farmers and other like nongmin that were stealing from these campsites. You know, Hefei, it has a stereotype in China of being full of thieves. I don't really know. I don't know a lot of people from Hefei. I have been to Hefei. I do not recommend it at all. It's definitely not worth going to. But anyway, I don't want to discuss that. Instead, I want to discuss a video from this music festival, which is right here. Oh, no, it was Henan. Sorry, it was not Hefei. I can't believe I was saying that. It was Henan. Thank you, Bruno. It was Henan. And Henan has that stereotype. So Henan has that stereotype. So one of my Chinese audience members sent me this video, and they made a joke that was like, in China, they're obsessed with unifying everything. You got to unify Taiwan. You got to unify everybody's thought. And then now look at everybody dancing in this video. They also got to unify their dancing. All right. Was my shit lagging right now? Hopefully not. Let me make sure that it's not. All right, good. I thought we were lagging for a second there. All right, so you got the full, everyone's laughing. You got the full head bouncing and stuff. Dude, this video is funny as hell. What drug are they on? I don't think they're on any. I think it's just oppression and trying to finally feel yourself. Okay, I love that everybody's laughing. So this is funny. I'm asking you guys what you think. Because personally, as someone that, because, you know, I was a drummer from a very young age, and, you know, I went to swing dance and like cotillion when I was living in the South. And I know how to dance pretty freaking well. Okay, I don't know how to tell you guys this without sounding like a douchebag, but if you ever go out with me and there's good music on, or if I'm allowed to DJ, you will see your boy Lila Farley can absolutely command the dance floor. Now, I say that because as someone that is a good dancer, I do not like to judge others for attempting to dance. Because in my opinion, if you're out there trying, you are the man. Okay? It's the same thing. Your boy is working out almost every single day at this point. And it's the same thing with, like, if you're driving down the street or driving in a car with someone and you see a fat person outside running by and your friend goes, "Oh my God, look at that fat piece of crap." And I don't like that because I'm like, yo, he's trying. And so when I see people dancing, even though it's so weird and strange, at the end of the day, at least you're giving it your best shot. Now, the Chinese audience member of mine that sent me this video, the joke was that, hey, they're even unified in their own dancing, which you could say is like implying that they're so unable to have any type of individual expression that they can't even dance in an individualistic way. And to that, I would say, go to your next EDM concert, okay? Go to what is it? Electric Zoo. Go to one of those EDM concerts. The reason EDM is so popular, or at least was for a certain amount of time, and still is, and especially dubstep, is because it holds your hand. Go to those concerts, and it's all just like, and like, that's what people that don't know how to dance, that's what they like, is like, oh my God, okay, put your fucking hands up, oh, pretend to have a good time, pretend to have a good time. And I feel like it's the same bullshit. Yeah, it's not just Chinese people that are doing this type of lame dancing or whatever. You know, your typical electronic music concert outside of trance. Obviously outside of trance, because I love trance. And the trance concerts I've gone to, you see some actual incredible dancing. But outside of trance, you see a lot of the same shit where people are just dancing in the same exact way. I'm not saying that's bad necessarily, but I'm saying if we're going to shit on Chinese concert goers for dancing like that, then we also need to shit on your average frat boy that's just fist pumping his way through dubstep. You know, we got to be fair. At Farley's Far East, we got to be fair. So that's the end of what you think. What you think? What you think? What you think? All right, next is Chinese Corner. Okay, now this is a new segment that I'm going to try and do for most streams. It's called Chinese Corner. I know most of you probably aren't learning Chinese, but we did learn a bit of Chinese last stream. Who remembers what we learned last stream to describe the ridiculousness that we were saying? Do you guys remember? I can give you a hint. I can give you a hint. 疯了. 疯了. Yeah, that kind of slaps. That's pretty sick. 疯了. Okay, last stream, if you weren't here for it, you should go back and watch it, obviously. But I taught everybody the word 疯了, which is mean crazy, lost their mind, lost it. You've lost your mind. You could say 你疯了, like you've lost your mind, or 疯了 is like everything's just gone crazy. That was the last week's Chinese Corner. This week's Chinese Corner, I take you guys to the People's Daily. Okay, those of you that might not be familiar with Lila Farley, I actually worked at the People's Daily for a period of time. I was the chief translator and editor for the US branch of the People's Daily. And let me tell you, it was awful, super boring, and I really hated it. But thank God I did it, because it made me so familiar with the Communist Party's jargon, the way that they manipulate language to sound like it means something, but it doesn't actually mean something, which is so beneficial for my career right now. I cannot tell you guys how crazy it is that it ended up that way. All right, here we go. We got a People's Daily article here. Wang Yi, but it's quoting the People's Daily. Fengla is you've lost your mind, Dustin. You got to learn these, because if you ever like want to hit on a Chinese girl at a bar or a Chinese guy, and you know a little bit of Chinese, things like Fengla is going to make them think that you're the man. You know, help me help you. All right, so look at this People's Daily article here. It says, People's Daily reports, don't call it, you know, 不要叫穷. So don't call out being poor or crying in misery. When you speak of your hardships to other people, you want to say, I'm very good. I'm great. I'm great. Whoa, what an interesting perspective. Let's keep looking. It goes on to say, you know, in your daily speech, your daily social intercourse, try your best to avoid negative terms like, I'm so pissed, or I'm so exhausted, or 完了. And that's what we can learn today. Okay, that's what I want to teach you guys today. The last phrase here, 完了, which means it's fucked. It's fucked. 完了. We're screwed. Yeah, it's actually not even 完蛋了 is probably a little bit more, it's fucked. 完了 is like, we're screwed. Everything's screwed. So 完了. We're screwed. It's over. All the hope that you had for getting a good job as the country is going into the worst recession that it's seen since opening its doors. 完了. 完了. We're screwed. Yeah, okay, thanks, Bruno. I should have gone with my gut. It's fucked. Yeah, it's fucked. Oh, Bruno, you learned it too now. So look at this. Why is this in the newspaper anyways? This is in the newspaper, tennis guy, because that's how bad things are with online discourse in China. There's so much negativity surrounding, I don't know, take your fucking pick. The real estate bubble, unemployment figures, like take your pick, dude. 完了. W-A-N. 完了. 完了. And that means we're fucked. It's fucked. We're fucked. Okay. So this People's Daily article really puts it into perspective, the kind of reporting that they do at the People's Daily. If you guys are really curious, actually, I don't think you'd be able to find my old article. But I have a screenshot of it. My How I Got Banned in China video that I posted on my first stream for Farley's Far East. In the comments section, you'll see a link to How I Got Banned in China. And in that video, you can see one of the old articles that I either wrote or translated for the People's Daily. Which poor intern will have to machine translate this for the Westerners? My ass had to translate it for the Westerners, and nobody actually watches it. It's not the Westerners. You know what the People's Daily does? They buy their followers. Okay, go take a look at any of the People's Daily social media websites, the amount of followers they have versus compared to the amount of interaction that they have on an average post, only points to one thing. And that's most of the People's Daily's views and followers are from Pakistan, are from like, not Nepal, Bangladesh, you know, where they have these like farms for people that want to buy subscribers or viewers or readers. Okay, those are the readers for the People's Daily. I don't think they're going to mind. So how's life? Voila. Angel, this is really funny. So Angel, if they said, so how is life? And you said, voila. Your Chinese friends would definitely laugh because you'd be like, how's life? Like, it's fucked. It's completely fucked. Everything's fucked. So that was Chinese Corner. I hope you guys like it. And I wanted to bring it up because we're going to do it next week as well. And I'm going to go a little bit more detail into exactly what Chinese netizens are saying online. Okay, what's actually happening in that online discourse. And for the last part of this stream, we're getting up 50 minutes, exactly how I planned it. Holy shit, Lila Farley, how could you do so much prep work for such a new young channel? Which, by the way, guys, we are 1/4 on the way to being monetized. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm not clapping for myself. I'm clapping for you guys. But please, even if you don't want to watch the whole stream, put it on, leave, go work out, come back and let it play all the way through. You can even play it on 2 times speed because all I need those watch hours. That's what I need to monetize this channel. All right, before we go, the People's Day, it'd be so much fun if we can dance together one day. It'll probably happen at some point. Friends, hit like and subscribe. Yes, everybody, please like and subscribe to this channel. Excuse me, can't stand people's play. That's a great question. How good is Google Translate? I can chat with people. Yeah, you can chat with people, but can you like actually develop a good relationship with someone? I don't think so. But if you're out at a bar and you're trying to talk with people while a little drunk and you completely rely on Google Translate, yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Doodle Noodle. Hit like and subscribe. Hit like and subscribe harder than the South African bodyguard hitting Xi Jinping's translator, which honestly hilarious. No, it's not followers, Bruno. It's about watch time. All right, guys. For those of you that came here for China-related stuff, you might be a little disappointed with our next little section because actually, before we get to the last section, I got to tell you guys something. All right, this is really important. For anybody that is interested in helping me maintain and run a Discord and a subreddit, please hit me up, okay? Hit me up on Instagram or hit me up via this email right here, okay? Hit me up because your boy is going to, I really want to start a Discord. I already started a Discord way back, and I can still use that Discord. It's got a lot of my Chinese followers in there, and I want that for a certain reason. I'm going to tell you guys in a second. But if you're interested in helping me with that, please let me know because I am terrible at all that stuff. I'm an artist. I'm a creative spirit, and I really struggle to focus on things unless it's like a creative act that's like actively stimulating my brain. You could say it's ADD, but I think ADD is overprescribed at this point. It's just something that I need to. I get stimulated by that, but if it's not creative and I find it like, oh God, I gotta do this and make sure to set the rules. Oh, and make sure you have this bot in for your subreddit or your Discord because then you can do this and do that. I'm like, it dies, it kills me. Okay, so that's one thing. If you guys are interested in that, let me know, and hopefully by the next time we do a stream on this channel, I'll have a Discord and I'll have a subreddit. Now the subreddit, what I'm going to do for the subreddit is I'm going to make it unfiltered Chinese learning. For any of you that are learning Chinese, if you go to the Chinese language subreddit, it is very much clean. Okay. I don't disagree with that, by the way. Not everybody, when they're learning a language, also wants to stare into the abyss and the awfulness of Chinese politics. But I found it stimulating. When I really started to like look into politics and memes and old videos and stuff in like 2015 or so, I found it stimulating. So what I want to do with the subreddit is focus it in make it bilingual where like you have Chinese audience coming from my Lila Farley channel that are learning English and they want unfiltered kind of English help, or they're trying to help foreigners that are learning Chinese and that want to know things about voila. about like memes or political blah, like political language based or political based language. And I want to have it be like this oasis in the desert where people can come together and look at funny memes and like, wait, can you explain to me why this is written this way, etc. The Discord, you can do that because I'm going to have it be a Chinese channel in the Discord and an English channel in the Discord. So if you want to learn one of those languages, you can just go to the other channel. But the Discord is going to be much more focused just on like, what's going on in China, and it's going to be less of like a focus on language learning or language exchange. All right. I'm going to try to show Discord in a moment. What was this? I forgot the Discord. Yeah, it's almost, what is it? ADHD is an excuse not to pay attention. Nobody's getting tested for it, just decline. Oh, dude, Chance, people say the same thing with OCD. Oh, dude, I'm so ADHD. It's like, do you know anybody with ADHD? Like my cousin has like real ADHD and it like consumes him. I mean, it's crazy. The man thinks differently. And you're right. People say that with everything. All right, real quick, before this stream ends, before we hit the hour mark, I'm going to do one last segment, which is called Lila in Real Life. Lila in Real Life. And that's just to talk real quick to you guys about things that are not necessarily China-based and just tell you a little bit more about who I am, what I'm thinking at this moment in time. And what I want to talk about in this episode of Lila Real Life is gaming. Okay, we were talking about World of Warcraft earlier. Those of you that have followed me for a while do know that I love gaming. My biggest games were definitely World of Warcraft, as well as Halo, Mario, and probably FIFA. As you can tell, I'm literally all over the map with gaming. My long-term goal is to be able to make enough money. Hey, maybe I should start a Kickstarter to do this, actually. That's actually not a bad idea. To buy a really good gaming computer and do streaming on YouTube streaming or Twitch or whatever with gaming, because I love gaming. And I think that the gaming community, out of all the communities I know online, for whatever reason, is not only super anti-CCP, but they're like pretty educated on like China, Taiwan and stuff. I mean, you have the meme Taiwan #1 and shit like that. So I've always wanted to go into that. And because of that, I want to say briefly something about gaming. Halo Infinite is sick, you guys. Halo Infinite, look into the videos that are on YouTube about it. During its release, and basically for the first year of its release, had so many things wrong with it that it lost 90% of its audience. But as of like a month ago or 2 months ago, they really made some good changes, new levels and stuff. It's a dope game. All right, Halo Infinite's campaign started off good, but it ended really poorly. It just got so monotonous and boring, and the story was just like, what the fuck am I watching? But the multiplayer is freaking dope. And I highly recommend you guys try it. Okay, I highly recommend you guys try it. And that's really all I wanted to say. Honestly, I'm really going to look into maybe starting a Kickstarter. Get Lila Farley a good desktop PC so I can stream. Because, I want to be honest with you guys. I'm not bad at Halo. I'm not bad. I think I'm top 30% of players in Halo. World of Warcraft players? That's a different question. If it's PvP, Dustin, talking about Rogue. I was always a Rogue in World of Warcraft. It was PvP. I was decent. I got like rank 11. Do you still do New Year's shows? I'm going to be in LA for New Year's and would enjoy it, pretty sure. Jeff, that's a good fucking question. All right, this is what we were going to do last time. I'm going to Taiwan. Okay, I was going to announce this in the next stream next week, but good, I'll do it right now. I'm going to Taiwan end of November, early December, all the way to mid-December. I'm going to try and capture the election cycle and stuff there. Don't worry, non-Chinese speaking audience. I am on most of the videos that I'll do in Taiwan, I will put English subtitles, especially if I think you guys will find it interesting. I'll put English subtitles on it. I will get back from Taiwan like mid to late December, Jeff. I'm not going back to my house on the East Coast or my parents' house on the East Coast for Christmas because I can't fly anymore. It's killing me. And if I'm recovered, which I will be, maybe for New Year's in LA, maybe not exactly on New Year's, but around New Year's, we can try and schedule like a meetup. We can try and do like a Lila Farley meetup. Because I've posted stuff about my stand-up shows. And to my surprise, a lot of y'all or my audience has come to my stand-up stuff when I post it, even like a day before. So that might be really fun. We can really do a US-China mixer type gig, which I did 2 days ago. Did a stand-up bit at. Absolutely killed it. Absolutely killed it. All right, guys. Keep uploading videos if you want a better PC. Chance, I love that. Chance is like, it's like the carrot at the end of a treadmill. It's like a gaming PC. And I'm like, oh, okay, let me just edit this video. I assure you, Chance, I work 6 days a week, dude. And I have got an editor that's going to help me with Lila Farley's channel. I've got him. I was talking with him all day today. He's sick. It took me so long to find an editor that not only had the ability to edit the videos that I do, but also had the taste of a good editor. And then also I'm going to try and get some writing help and editing help for this channel too. So I'm making a lot of moves, guys. I just don't settle for average. When I'm looking for talent, I'm really looking for good talent. All right, that's it, guys. That's it for this stream. That's it for this episode. That's it for this episode of Lila. Blah, blah, blah. Can I speak? 好，非常感谢大家收看这一期 Farley's Far East 的直播，我们就下一期再见吧。Peace. Just kidding. Thanks for coming for this stream of Farley's Far East, and I'll see you guys next stream. I think we're going to keep it at this hour, 6 o'clock, West Coast time. I was thinking of doing it earlier in the day. Like last week, we did it at 1 o'clock p.m. West Coast time because I was like, maybe more Europeans will come. But actually, I think this is probably the better time. All right, see you guys later. Boom.